What's up, 10th graders? I'm excited to be here with you. One of the things that we want to focus on this month is goal setting. So today we're going to talk briefly about short-term goals. We're going to jump right into it, short-term goals. So I want to define what a goal is. So the dictionary.com defines a goal as the result or achievement toward which effort is directed. It's the aim, it's the end. And so a famous quote that I always hear is begin with the end in mind. So as you begin this school year, as you begin your time in this grade level, let's begin with the end in mind. That's what a goal is. So it's the final result. So a goal may be to finish the school year strong, to finish high school strong, to finish college strong. So let's look at a few more things about short-term goals. A short-term goal is, not is different than a long-term goal or just a regular goal. It's probably going to be an hour or a day or a month or a year. It's typically less than 5 years. So I have a goal today, for example. I don't want to eat too many more calories. I try to restrict my calories. I don't want to do too much. I don't want to eat too much salt, eat too much sugar. So that's just for the day. But some other goals that I may have for the end of the week is I need to cut my grass. I need to get my kids' technology set up for school. By the end of the month, I want to lose a certain amount of weight. But also in a couple of years, I want to have some other things finished. I want to establish some savings plans for my kids. So these are short-term goals, typically less than 5 years that you want to focus on. So right now, we're going to walk through maybe a couple of things that you could consider in terms of short-term goals. So for you, consider revisiting your high school coursework plan. And I say that because you're in high school now. It's a good idea for you to look back over your what you've accomplished so far. So looking at your transcript and getting advice from your counselors on what is it going to take for me to get to the next level. It may be UT, it may be another school, but what will it take for me to make sure that I get to that next level? So that's a short-term goal because it's, finishing out high school strong. There may be some different requirements that UT or other schools have for you. So from a goal setting standpoint, you want to make sure that you're on the right track in terms of your academics. Another short-term goal that I really, really want you to consider is working on your writing skills. Writing is extremely important. And so what you're going to have to do is write essays to get in college. I mean, you even right now, if you have assignments for English or for history, you have to write. So writing is going to be a continual process. Even, in my job, I do reports very frequently. So writing is going to be with you for a while. So it's good to practice. Now, even if you're as a 10th grader, you can begin writing your college essays. You can begin writing your resume even now if you haven't done so already. So you want to make writing a priority. Writing comes naturally to some people. It does not come as naturally to other people. Either way, you want to perfect your craft. You want to work on this as much as you can because it's important. Um, get feedback from your teachers. Get feedback from, let's say, a counselor or someone at your church or someone in your family who's familiar with writing. And again, this is short term because this is something that you're doing to prepare for college, but it could be a short-term goal to say, hey, by the end of this month, I want to have at least this essay done, or I want to by the end of this year, by the end of December 2020, I want to have my resume done. So these are short-term goals, but if you add those short-term goals up, they get you to the end. They get you to eventually those long-term goals that you want to get to. Another short-term goal can be to get involved. So if you're looking at this right now, 2020, being involved means something different than any other time else. But moving forward, I hope that we'll be back together face to face again. But getting involved in activities, getting involved in clubs, getting involved in sports, getting involved in committees, getting involved in what we do with UT, with the Youth Engagement Center, preparing you for college, or getting involved in, as in getting a mentor, or getting an internship, or being involved at your church, being involved in your community. Those things, those short-term goals of being involved, again, they add up because this will be something that you include on your resume. This will be something that when you're having an interview for an internship, you can be able to say, I've done A, B, and C, which is giving me the experiences and the relationships that I'll need to succeed. So you want to continually build on activities, continually build on your involvement, because that means a lot. So schools are going to look at your writing, they're going to look at your academic, but they're also going to look at what have you been involved in. So they want to know those things as well. You want to set goals. You can connect them to the school that you want to go to. So any campus that you're thinking about, or any major that you're thinking about, if there's a major that interests you, if there's a major, let's say your major is, let's say it is education. Let's say you want to do education. Well, then have you been involved in whatever grade levels? Have you served as a volunteer in these different spaces, after school programs, or even at your school? Have you been involved in these different ways? So I want you to consider that. How can I connect my specific goals to where I want to go to college? Because that means something. Or how do I connect my goals to what I want to major in, or what I want to eventually have a career in? That's extremely, extremely, extremely important. You want to consider, again, what you do in high school, what you do in college, what you do professionally. Those things need to align. So each and every short-term goal should have some end implications for where you want to be eventually. Again, these are going to evolve into playing into your long-term goals. Also, one of the quick tools about goal setting is developing SMART goals. Say it with me, SMART goals. It's an acronym. So the S stands for specific. Your goals should be specific. They should be clear. They should be concise. They should have a clear target, a clear aim. So I have a goal to, like I said, I want to cut the yard I think by the end of the day. I think that's what I said. And that's very specific, because that means cut the whole entire yard. It doesn't mean like I need to cut a few pieces, or I need to cut the front or just the back. No, I want to cut the whole yard. And it's specific because once I cut it, it's automatically done. You know what that means. It's measurable. That's the M. It's measurable. Your goal should be so specific that you can actually measure it. And you should be able to measure your level of attainment. So it's specific, it's measurable. And then, is it attainable? The goal should be realistic things that you have the capacity to achieve. So as a human being, I know that I cannot myself lift off the air and fly to the moon. That's not an attainable goal. I can get to the moon. It's just not going to be me lifting off of my feet and flying to the moon. So it has to be something that we can do, that we can actually attain, that we can do within the sphere of what we're capable of doing as a human being, or you as a person. So again, each person has goals and gifts and talents and strengths and weaknesses. So take an assessment of that. Goals should be relevant. They should align with your future plans. So if I have a plan to get to college, my goal should be centered around that. Now, it's different things that you can do to get to college, but if I'm looking at a SMART framework, picking up a box in my house and moving it from one side to the other is not a relevant part of me getting to college. A relevant goal for me to get to college would be, I need to finish this essay by the end of the week. That's a short-term goal. And then lastly, they need to be timely. And because we're talking about short-term goals, we know that it's going to be timely because it has to happen within about 5 years. So set a time frame to ensure the accomplishment can be made within that time. So again, I want to cut my grass today. I can measure that. It's attainable because I know I can do it. I've done it before. It's relevant because I need it for my house, and it's timely. And I know that I got it done, because if it's not done tomorrow, that means I didn't get it done today. And so there are several different goals that you can use short term, again, that are going to build up to you getting to college. So I think we said your academics. So looking back over your transcript, we said being involved, and then lining those short-term goals up with where you eventually want to be, which is college, which is having a career that's purposeful to you. So short-term goals are going to lead you to you getting to where you want to be. And that's important. And I think it's important for you as a sophomore to really begin to lay those down so you can be eventually where you want to be. So take a look at the slides, and even look on YouTube and search goal setting. Look for maybe some famous people that you know about, or maybe some people that you've heard of in your career field that you're interested in, or other students that are your age that have been able to do some phenomenal things, and learn how they set goals and how those goals got them to where they are now. Thanks so much for taking the time to listen.